to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
Well, for starters, there is no such thing as I'm not a role model, because all of us are playing a role. Every one of us. He's playing the role of a athlete or a sportscaster or a president. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, that is a role that you have chosen to model. So you're going to be a role model, period. There is no such thing as I'm not a role model. If you've taken a role, what you're doing is you're showing a person how to function in that role, which makes you a model. So we can try to get away from that terminology, but there's no avoiding it. If you choose an elevated position, people want to see how you function in an elevated position, and then they start to model themselves after you. So the dangers in that is people that are in lower positions or that have not attained what you obtained, is they start gravitating to you, and the most that they can do besides get the role is to start modeling you, to start mimicking you, because they say if they feel like that if I can mimic him, then at some point in time I can be him, not realizing that there's something else that got you there, but they think that the closest I can get to it is looking like him. So there is no avoiding the role of modeling, because I mean, if you've accepted the mold, that's what it is. The problem is, and the danger that comes in with it, is how you put on what it's really like to operate in that facet. If you say, hey, I'm a pro ball player, or I'm an R&B singer, or I'm a preacher, whatever it is that you're doing, and you say that it's okay for me in this position to womanize, to steal, to rob, to do whatever it is you're doing, to be violent, whatever it is that your issue is, then people get the idea that I can do those things and still obtain the role. And it puts them at greater consequence, because they're not protected like you. They don't have the benefits like you. I've learned the hard way that you are not the savior. You are the utensil for the savior. The moment that we think that we're the one that's swinging the hammer, instead of understanding that we're just the hammer, we're going to get tired. We're going to get exhausted. We're going to get worn out. But see, all of the force is supposed to come from the arm, the one utilizing the tool. All the power, all the exhaustion is supposed to come from the one that is utilizing the tool. The tool is the thing that's making the impact. And it's up to the one that is the master of the tool to make sure that that tool is constantly sharpened and strengthened. So a lot of times we make this grave mistake. We think that I have to work and I have to give myself rest. And that's not the responsibility of the leader on any level. Sometimes we feel like, oh man, this vacation is going to give me rest. Me getting away from these people and getting this vacation is going to give me a good fresh start. And then you go on vacation and come back worse than you was before you left. That's because it is nothing on this planet that is going to be able to suffice a spiritual struggle and the spiritual fight of leadership. You can't fix a spiritual tiredness, or a spiritual frustration, or a spiritual brokenness with a trip to Florida. The spiritual healing and the spiritual rest has to come from the Lord of rest. He is the Lord of the Sabbath. He has a way of yoking up with you. See, a lot of times, we get tired is because we've taken the yoke by ourselves and we put Jesus off to the side somewhere. And we start plowing the field on our own. And then that same weight that we were talking about, hey man, if I stop, it's gonna rain. If I stop, well, the harvest is not gonna be ready in time. If I stop, this, that, or the other. But all of those worries are, and again, those are good. Those should never be dismissed. You are plowing for a purpose. But all of those worries are not concerns when you're yoked up to the one who gives you rest. You'll find yourself plowing the field, it'll be easier. You'll find yourself understanding that rain is coming and you got deadlines, but if the one who is with you controls the storm, that's not a stressor. The problem is when we look in the mirror and we see leadership, we don't see ourselves as a tool in the master's hand. We see ourselves as the master, and we're not sufficient to carry that load. So just like it was in Genesis, if we know that Jesus is the one that is the restorer, we have to look at the first Adam, Adam in his first condition and Adam after his fall. The penalty of Adam's fall was that he labored and he worked by the sweat of his brow. If you say that Adam can be restored to where he can be doing the same work, the work didn't change. It was the impact and the wear and tear on Adam that changed. When you restore Adam, you put him in the same work, but the rest is always with him and his strength is always in him. If you are a leader and you are exhausted and you are worn down, the answer is not a trip to the Bahamas. The answer is a season of getting away with the one that you're yoked up with so that you can be re-strengthened. So while you work, you're resting at the same time. So while you push, you're in this place, in this position to where there's peace, that he will keep you sustained. But the moment that you forget that he is the one that not only gives the work, but he also gives the rest, and both of those can coexist at the same time, until you realize that you'll be working and vacationing yourself to death. Listen to me now. This was Alton West talking to you. Bless you. Holler at you at another time.